So of course we were talking about uzima wa
Akili, like for me, as I was saying, Sheila, the same way I wake up naangalia kama niko na homa, yani mapua zimeblock. Do we wake up and look at akili yako kama iko kuna mahali imeanza kufunga?
Which is why self-awareness is key. Because if I understand who I am and how it is that I function, then I will be able to know when I am dysfunctional or not functioning as I should.
For me as a person, sometimes I wake up and my brain just says, you know, Rosemary, don't go to work. Like, just stay at home, chill. The world is a little too much.
So and what do you do at that point?
At that point, okay, I have a very easy way of dealing with my pressure.
Yes.
Yeah? I love gospel music. And I listen to deep songs. I listen to depth. So when I put my morning glory in the morning, and I'm listening to that gospel, I love Hillsong Young and Free. You know, deep stuff, conversational songs that speak to me,
to your innermost being.
Yes, they speak to my innermost being. So then I start reconnecting my path from being, you know, from feeling like I cannot deal with things too. I have someone somewhere out there that actually cares about me, and this is God. So for me, God comes in very handy.
God is a crucial factor.
He comes in very handy. My spirituality is very important.
And I think
and by the way, before I forget, one of the things I really like about Sheila is that she's godly. True.
We're trying.
True. I mean, we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect.
We're trying. Because, you know, then again, I think also when you're looking at part of what it is, let's talk about mental wellness or mental health. I'd love to use wellness because wellness is all rounded. It means that you can be able to objectively look at the situation you're going through and you can handle it, whether mentally, you know, sometimes the mental picture is what is important, and handle it and be able to effectively communicate what it is that you're feeling in such a way that you have responsive actions that actually will align to you being positively responding to the same or negatively, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we let's talk about now wellness and mental health from the church aspect. How are we doing?
The church is a whole new zone. And if I start telling you about my experiences with the church as a physical building and the people that go into the church, I will throw you off godliness, you know, right there. Because the challenges we're having in church is a lot of people don't go to church. You know, that love of God, that love of Christ that used to be why we go to church is gone in so many aspects.
So the care of one another is crucial.
That aspect of caring for one another is not as strong as it used to be, I feel. And so I love my brothers and sisters in Christ, but I have a problem with the fact that we are always ready to hang one another at the highest top, you know, building, and we laugh at people and we say, look at her now, she's in the club, look at her now, she's walking like this, look at her now, she's going through this, and we don't know how to collect. You know, the way a chicken gathers its chicks and hides them under the wings.
Broods over them.
Yeah, that's what the church is supposed to do for us. You know, pull us together, cover us with the love of Christ. It's not happening a lot anymore, and it's so sad. I know there are really good people, Christians out there. There are so many good churches out there, but there is a lot that the church needs to do in terms of dealing with mental health. We also have the stereotypes of that if you're in Christianity, you cannot be going through a divorce. If you're in Christianity, you cannot
be going insane.
You cannot be
overwhelmed.
You can't
be pressured.
I can't come to church with my hair looking a bit crazy because people will judge me. There's a lot of judgment going on in there, and so we really need to do something about that.
Go back to
the
basics
original love
and
of the cross.
Yes.
We need to get back to
that. Or
that.
do you think that probably we lack the ability to be able to navigate a subject that to us probably it's so easy? It's easy for me to be able to look at Mihaki and say, Mihaki, you know what? There's a demon in you.
It's easier to say that than
I need to be able to bind it, cast it out, and throw it into the deepest pit of hell. When in actual,
it's not demons.
It's not. It's just an overwhelming
emotions.
Exactly,
our mental wellness, the things that we are going through on a daily basis.
So
like for example, if I lost my job and I don't have a source of income, it's bound to be a challenge.
Of course.
If I go through a breakup and I've gone through this a few times, and it's really hard for me as a person. If I go through even not necessarily a relation of breakup, but if I lose a friend, like sometimes I have lost friends that were really close to me.
I know, right?
And it takes a toll on my heart. Or if something goes on, a loss in the family, all these things happen, and they take a toll on us as people. And the best that the environment of the church can do is to shower love to that person.
So we have to go back to love.
Yes, we gotta go back to that.
When I look, I was looking at my life. I mean, I'm thankful I'm almost turning 50. Yay. So probably I'll do a 50 birthday, something that is shebang out of this world.
I'll come and do.
If you've taken us on the boat ride, we'll make sure we go on the parachute or something. We can really
we can do skydiving,
you know,
yes,
right?
We should do skydiving.
So when you think about, I was looking at how I was growing up, the number of people that were like totally mentally challenged in any way in terms of their, I don't want to use the word mad, but let me use that for lack of a better word. But I was looking at it then and looking at it now, and I'm realizing that I think we have more cases now.
We have more cases now. We had those cases then. It was just not put into the limelight like it is at the moment. It's the same thing with cases of cancer. They were always there, but we did not know what they were.
Yes.
So currently, when you meet people in I think when I was growing up, a mentally challenged person was someone walking on the streets,
picking papers.
Yes, picking papers naked and all that. But currently, the mentally challenged human beings are walking with us. They dress nicely.
Yes.
They put on their makeup very
nicely.
well. They talk nicely. They dress well. They live in big houses.
That's
they are
true.
in the offices.
That's true.
Those are the people that are mentally challenged.
Oh, wow.
And guess what, Sheila? I was looking at it a few years ago, and I realized a lot of people get mentally challenged not because of the present circumstances, but because of things that happened in their past. You will find that the way we bring up our children as parents means a lot to who they're going to become in the future. Can
I interject?
Yes.
So when you talk about upbringing, because that was also some of the things that I was thinking about, because I was about to ask, when I was thinking, what is it that is causing mental health to be at such an all-time high? So here you are, you're talking about upbringing. When you talk about how it is that we were brought up, those guys of us that are old school, and the way we are bringing up our children, the present day parent, where is the disconnect? What's happening?
The disconnect is, I think our parents are more realistic, and there was less. They were more realistic in terms of you're a child of the community. So if you did something that was wrong, you'd be corrected by everybody, and it was accepted, and it
social responsibility.
Yes, it was norm.
Communal.
Currently, we are living in this cocoon where every little thing, you don't even want me to ask your child, why are you doing that?
Why are you touching my child?
Yeah, why can you do that? There'll be issues, there'll be cases, there'll be all that.
Yeah.
But actually, what I was trying to refer to is sometimes the things we say to our kids. Like, I'm a parent, I'm bringing out my child, and I keep telling my child, you're stupid.
Wow.
You will never amount to anything. Stop doing that. Don't do this. Everything becomes so negative that the child develops a wall around the heart. So they're always trying to protect themselves from everything and anything. So you're doing that as a parent. Maybe the teacher in school is doing that. Maybe then the kid gets bullied by other students or the children around him because he's already feeling inferior out of the things that are happening at home. Imagine a case where parents are fighting in the house all the time, and this child is growing up in that environment. Their mental health cannot go in the right way.
That's true.
And when they grow up, what's going to happen? They will become the same thing.
Totally dysfunctional.
They start becoming dysfunctional. And so when this child decides to, now I'm getting married as well, and they go battering their wife, we think it started there. We start blaming them for that. We do not look at where are they coming from.
That's
the
true.
Things our parents have put us through. The things their community has put us through.
I know I do a lot of sessions with the teens, and sometimes I get into their world, and you hear their cry that is there. Exactly, I can be able to affirm what it is that you're saying. And many of these children, the kind of pain that is going on in the homes are things that we cannot ignore. But it would also be important for us to be able to talk about we as parents being dysfunctional, because if I'm dysfunctional, then obviously I cannot give you what I don't have. So we ourselves as parents, do you
and
feel
we have
like...
to go back to those days when our parents, because I think our parents also used to fight.
Yes.
But there was something about let's do it in private.
Yes.
These days, parents drink in front of their kids. Like,
Yes.
we carry our children to the bar and
Insult
we go,
other people.
and we will insult people in front of our
Yes.
kids. It's not helping them.
Yes.
It's not helping the children.
So when you're thinking also about what other causes, we have talked about parenting. What are the other causes that are causing people to have such a high state of dysfunctionality mentally?
Emotional intelligence, our emotional intelligence.
Define that in Ugali na Mboga.
Ugali na Mboga. Emotional intelligence is being able to separate your emotions, your emotional reactions, to separate them. Ugali na Mboga, Sheila.
Basic. We're here to demystify
natafuta,
all these big terms that we have.
Maneno. So your emotional intelligence is the state whereby you're able to separate issues and not personalize them. You know, you're not personalizing things.
Engage it, but you can still stand off and be able to be objective about it.
Being able to extract yourself from things so that you don't engage yourself emotionally. You know, in the end, the most innate thing one of the innate things that we are born with is the need to be appreciated.
Totally.
The need to be loved.
Affirmed.
The need to be accepted. The need to be affirmed. But we're living in a world whereby these things are not happening on a daily basis anymore. You will find people that don't like you for no reason. You will find people that speak about you for no reason. You will find people that just think, they just sort of, the world is so dysfunctional. And so you have to ask yourself, do I carry all those burdens into my heart? The intelligence part of your emotions is, now, do I carry that or do I just let it be? And it goes back to personal development. Are you developed enough to understand your own value as a person so that even when people try to devalue you, it cannot make an impact into your system?
True.
You find that, like when I deal with cases of people who are going through mental challenges, I find so and so did, my parents did, my mom did, my dad did, my husband did, my children are doing, and all those issues then become such a burden within someone, and we forget to look at, what am I doing about this?
You are a contributing factor.
What am I doing about this?
Yes.
And you can be a contributing factor by something you're doing or something you're not doing.
True.
And the things that we are not doing mostly is, the first thing I always do when situations get like that is I extract myself from it.
But it's also not easy.
It's not easy. Of course,
it takes a lot of strength.
It's a journey.
And a lot of inner will. And unfortunately, when we're living in an environment where if you become too strong a personality again, the same society.
Oh, that's my biggest issue.
You understand?
Me as a person. Because
me too. I mean, for me, I'm one person that will come back. I will bounce back. But you know, the thing is, society also does not embrace those kind of things.
Yes,
I mean, you are labeled as being too arrogant. You're too proud.
Yeah.
You're too pig-headed. You know, you're a Makamende.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
people who are so strong in character, and I think that's my biggest challenge in life.
Yeah.
I have this strength, and then what happens is, because of this strength that I've got, that even people can see, people don't think I need love. People don't think I need help.
They don't even realize that as a human being.
Yes, they don't realize the thing, and so. Even as a strong character, I find myself sometimes in a corner whereby I've reached the end. I am broken. I can't do it anymore because I am expecting someone to just be there. I mean, there's a saying that says even the strongest of people need someone at some point to just say it's going to be okay.
Yes,
we all do. And the one thing that the world is not accepting is that it is okay not to be okay. And
it's totally okay.
It's totally okay.
And you don't have to be all the time switched on, all the time okay. You know, you don't have to. And that is something that we'd like to tell each and every one of us. that at the end of the day, when we're going through these difficult moments, we will all go through difficult moments. I mean, if you're not going through difficult moments, maybe you have one area of a challenge or another. The only thing is that to be able to tell you that those times will come. What we are discussing here today is your ability to be able to effectively engage with the same. First of all, as Mihaki is saying, disengage with the same. And after you have disengaged, be able to stand at a place or emotionally, mentally, socially, physically as well. Because I know also when we talk about rest, and probably that is something that we can pick up. Yesterday you said something that was critical and very crucial. You are like, sometimes, Sheila, when I'm overwhelmed, the only time I ever get to be overwhelmed is that I sleep. I mean, sometimes some people have a problem even with taking time out. For us, coming here was also a beautiful time out to just take a moment, come, love on you, and of course enjoy Mandarini, and be able to just get off the bandwagon and just take it easy. But if you are looking at a person that is here right now, I'd like you to speak to the audience and tell the guys that are listening in. For that person that feels like they are so overwhelmed, we've talked about parenting, we've talked about the challenges that are there, society, the expectations of society.
Yeah.
When you look at the demands, the people expect us, you're expected to be living this kind of a life, to be doing this kind of a thing, to be doing all there's challenges that come with work, those
and
kind of
also
things.
The fact that the world has become so competitive. It's like we're all running a race that I don't even
and we
understand.
don't know where we're going.
We don't even need to be in a race.
And losing ourselves at the process. I'd like you to take a moment to just talk to that person that is feeling so they're feeling this thing. In fact, let me just say that they are feeling at this point, there's this thing, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do it, they don't know where to begin to do anything with it. What would you tell that person right now?
I would like to speak to this person as if I was speaking to myself, and
Sure.
this is something that I do often.
Mm-hmm.
I look at myself and I tell myself that it is completely okay that I am not feeling okay.
That's okay.
I look at myself and I tell myself I cannot bolt the things that I'm feeling within me.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I feel like crying, I'm just gonna cry
Mm-hmm.
and let it out. If I feel like screaming, I will scream it out.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like I need to speak to a friend, I will find a friend and speak to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like I don't even have a friend to speak to,
Mm-hmm.
then I turn back onto the inside and I look at who made me, and I speak to that guy. He's always there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I speak to that guy, and I will tell you that you're not alone in this.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us are going through a lot of things.
Yes.
And the fact that people look beautiful,
And we put our makeup.
and they've got their makeup
And we put our
on,
lipstick on,
they're
and,
dressed
all that,
nicely and
dressed
everything.
nicely.
Let that not lie to you that people are okay.
That's true.
Everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you're going to meet on your daily basis is going through something.
Mm-hmm. I think the only defining thing is their ability to handle it.
The ability to handle it, but also sometimes even the inability to handle it. And if I can't handle it, I will let it be. I'll just let it slide. And it's okay to even not being able to handle it.
So number one, it's okay.
It
not
is
to be
completely okay.
It's okay not to be able to handle it.
Yes.
Because then you don't have to be Superwoman or Superman for anybody.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to be Batman for anybody. I know the society right now will make us sit and think like, no, you have to be switched on every other time. It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay not to be able to know how to be okay and what to be or what to do with your not being okay. So that's identifying that is the most important thing.
That's important. The
That's
other
the
thing that
beginning of the journey.
that I have to tell people is that don't expect to receive from people, because it's our expectations that actually drive us to the edge.
True.
So sometimes, whatever I give, I'm generally a giver myself, and I'm those people that will go to any extent to.
There you go. And
give,
you proved it yesterday.
Yeah, to give to somebody something, and in the process of being such a person who's always giving and always giving and always giving, I find that I am emptying so much and I'm not getting a refill.
That's true.
So when you feel completely overwhelmed, the next thing that you have to do is go find a place where you feed your soul.
Yes.
Where your soul can be refilled.
Refreshed.
Yes, refreshed. That can be sitting with a friend, that can be reading a book, that can be
listening
to some music, that can be watching a TED Talk. I love watching TED Talks. That can be just chilling and watching nature. And
or like Messi going on the boat.
Let me tell you something, Sheila. Sometimes I am so overwhelmed by things, and I just wait for 5 p.m. to arrive, 5:30ish. I sit in a place where I can see the sun going down.
Oh, wow.
And as I look at the sun going down, I know the sun has gone under. Yeah? It's now gone. It's under the sky somewhere. But does that dim its light? No, it doesn't. It takes a break from where I can see it, and it rises again tomorrow.
That's true.
That's the same concept I have to live with. And if you find yourself in that kind of a situation, wake up. Tell yourself it is fine, I will take a rest now. But I'm only resting for this number of hours so that tomorrow morning I wake up more energized to light up my world.
I like that.
Yeah, I've got to light it up. And so I can't expect people to do it for me. There's no one who's, you know, we have this thing of entitlement. I feel like people should do it for me.
Yeah.
People will never do it for you.
That's true.
You have to do it for yourself.
That's true.
You have to be the person that says, I have had enough.
So at that point, we have to be very clear to talk about self-care.
Yes. Very important.
The one person that is charged with the responsibility of taking care of yourself is you.
It's you.
Nobody else has the right. Nobody has that responsibility but yourself. And self-care begins with you understanding, as we have talked about it, both of us who are into personal development, is that you have to be able to understand who you are, how it is that you function, how it is that you're not functioning in your functionality, and taking care of yourself in the event that you actually realize that there's something not right with you.
Yeah, and you know something, another way of diagnosing whether you're okay is to write things down.
Journaling.
Just write them down. Take a piece of pen and paper and just write what you're feeling. What am I feeling right now?
Yeah.
Or just write words and see what trend of words are you writing.
Yes.
If your words are geared towards blessings and gratefulness, and that's the other problem. A lot of us are not grateful of the little things. So we are looking at the bigger picture. We all want to be millionaires.
Yeah.
We all want to drive big cars. We all want to be in this competitive world and fit in. You don't have to fit in. It's okay to be a square peg in a round hole.
Hello.
It's fine.
For as long as you can fit in somewhere and there's a little bit loose, it's okay.
And do not move at anyone's pace.
But
I'm 38 and I'm not even scared about the future.
Yeah.
I feel like my life has just
begun. I think self-awareness is very important.
It's every day, Sheila.
Yes.
Every day can be an opportunity for you to start.
Yes.
And if you think that it has reached a point where you need help, go
reach
seek
out.
A doctor.
Can we talk
Find a
about...
doctor.
I think we need to leave the doctor out of this at this level, because by the time you're telling me to go to the doctor, I'm thinking you're thinking I'm cuckoo. I'm not cuckoo. I mean, by the time...
Sheila.
I'm talking about the one that is there in the audience who's thinking, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not crazy. So probably at this point, can we be able to bring in the other aspect of having healthy, wholesome, solid relationships as a support system in this?
Very, very important. Very important to have friends. You don't have to have many friends, but you need at least 1, 2, 3 friends that you can call that will drop everything and come
to you
and be with you.
Yes.
Support system is very important.
Yes.
If you're married, it's very important to have a good relationship with your partner. If you have children, it's very, very vital to have a good relationship with your children.
And you're blessed if you can have both simultaneously.
Yes. If you can be able to do it, and I know this is a challenge in many families. If you have siblings, it's important to try and have a support system in the family.
Yes.
And they say this one is major because a lot of problems that people are going through actually crop out of their families, where we're coming from. And when we began this, we say that mental health is the state of your brain. And at normal circumstances, when I wake up, inasikia homa ama haina homa.
Iko sawa ama iko sawa?
We need to now reach a point whereby going to a psychiatrist is not seen as something that is wrong. We have to be able to say the way I go and see a general practitioner when I'm feeling unwell, it is okay for me to feel my emotions are not in one place, and I can walk into that doctor and no one is going to judge me.
That's true.
So the stigma that mental health is such a challenge, is such a thing, is such a big thing, that people are not even allowed to say that they're not feeling okay. And by the way, do you know who are the most challenged people with mental issues? Men.
I know, and they don't
You know why?
Yes.
Because male chauvinism is real.
Yes.
Toxic masculinity is real. Men are not expected to cry. Men are not expected to share things.
Which brings me, allow me to come in at that point, that one of the most crucial things that we need to be able to highlight to people is the aspect of vulnerability.
It's okay to be vulnerable.
And when you're thinking about vulnerability from the aspect of the man, you know, because then a man is supposed to, when you're thinking of a man is supposed to be macho, a man is supposed to be switched on.
Yes,
you need to be able to have it all together and everything else. So when you're talking about men, then we need to be able to encourage
this goes
people.
Now to mothers.
Yes.
Raise your children.
Yes.
Telling them that it is okay not to be masculine and strong and macho, and it is okay to speak of the things that are going on within you.
Yes.
This goes to partners now, the wives, their girlfriends. It is don't over expect from the men.
That's true.
It's be the support system.
Yes.
Be their support. Be the person that encourages them. Be that person that they can call and talk to when things are not going right. Because otherwise they will not have a place to go back to. And a few years ago I was going through something and it was so tough for me. And because I was this person who's just strong and macho, but I have always been very masculine, like I'm you know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I always felt like I needed to be in control. And one day I was listening to a song, I've forgotten by who, but it speaks about standing in the light and letting the world see me for who I am.
Wow.
And
that's a lot of vulnerability.
It's a lot. It's can I remove my clothes, stand up here, and the world is watching, and let them see who I am. Let them see who I am. You cannot do that until you overcome your shame.
So can we talk about safe spaces and vulnerability on
safe
that?
Spaces, yes, we are missing that, and that is where we go back to our churches. Churches were supposed to be safe spaces, and I hope that we can recover that. But now we have safe spaces. Like I work with an organization called M Life Foundation, and one of the things that we do is right wrongs. One of the things we do is create safe spaces for people to come in and speak out what they're going through, and while you're speaking them out, the person sitting next to you is not judging you, and they're not allowed to walk out of there and go speak about it.
What happens in China stays in China.
Yes, so we've got this kind of containers that we create where people sit down. Sometimes it's not even offline, sometimes it's even online. Where we just gather, speak. What are you going through? What are you grateful for? And if you want to know that people are going through stuff, hold people's hands together in a circle and tell them to just tell you what they're grateful for.
Wow.
You will find people struggling to even find something to be thankful for. I mean, I should be thankful I woke up.
That's true.
I should be thankful that there is fresh air and breathing.
Health.
And if you cannot find 10 things that you're grateful for instantly, you start looking at whether you're okay inside.
Okay.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you look these safe containers. And I think that's something that we need to look into actually, Sheila.
Yeah.
Where we create safe containers for people to just come in, speak out. No judgment involved.
Yeah.
No poisoning. You know that what you speak is going to be left where it is,
and that somebody will help you
then
navigate
it's okay
it.
to be
I think also
vulnerable.
Yeah, and I think
so
that
we do these workshops as well.
Yes.
And they, I'll tell you a story. A few months ago we had a summit in Nairobi, and we were sitting, we were talking about the things that we wish for. If you knew me, you would know.
Yeah.
And I stood there and I was just about, if you knew me, you would know that I'm an emotional being.
Yeah.
I feel things deeply, and I
Yeah.
just started crying.
Wow.
It just started flowing, and so later on I was asking myself, why did that have to go that deep?
Yes.
Then I looked at myself and I realized I have a need within me that I haven't addressed.
That's true.
And you can only do that in
When
safe
you're in a safe
containers.
place.
Safe
I think
space.
also the whole point of us guys coming together is that we want to begin a journey of higher impact and influencing people. So for me, I am appreciating what it is that I'm hearing. It just shows that I'm not off the mark. Also targeting you to get more involved with you and what it is that you're doing. I mean, we will have many more of this kind of sharing. I would love for us, probably because of time, I don't want us to also overwhelm this particular broadcast. I think we will have a part 2 of the mental health when we're looking at some of the things that show people or can help you identify people that are dysfunctional, because then these are some of the things that we need to be able to do. You cannot be able to create a safe space if you don't understand you're creating a safe space for what.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we have to be able to equip people, because then our objective of transforming lives and impacting generations and really helping you to along your journey of finding the true you, who it is that you are, is to be able to equip you with skills. As I said, I'm the transformation catalyst that helps you develop behaviors of success no matter whatever it is that you're going through. And part of it is to hook up with people like Muihaki here that is busy motivating the generations. But we don't just want to motivate. We want to equip you. We want to empower you. We want to be able to help you actualize transformation.
Yes.
By
absolutely.
equipping you by basic skills. It is not too much pilau biryani talk. Just simple kabichi nyama, kabichi mala na sima talk that can make it very easy for all of us. So I am looking forward to doing a second part. I hope Muihaki either will come to Mombasa or we'll come back to Mandarin.
Oh, you're always welcome.
You know,
You're always
then
welcome.
we can do these kind of things, because we want to also have to start creating self spaces. And part of why we were coming here was to also identify the grounds and the things that we can be able to help you. We are in the process of planning a camp out here. It will probably be a weekend. We will fill you in on the details later to help you know that you can come to some of us. I was in a session last week, and when I was talking to some of these people, I looked at this very high profile somebody who was asking, because I kept on talking about, can we be in an environment to find somebody you can talk to? And he looks and he blankly just tells me, so who do you talk to? Where do you go that as a person you can share and you'll not be okay, that you will be okay knowing that what you have been able to share shall not be used against you, shall not be put into the public domain, because all of us have been there, isn't it?
We've been there. I mean,
we felt the pain, we felt
there.
the heart, we know the heart. So we look forward to again coming next time, chiming in with you as well, and talking more about mental health and just how it is that you as an individual can be able to do this. Do you have anything to say, Patty?
And actually, Sheila, what we can also do is actually do this in a structured form at some point.
True.
Where we give people clear, clean definitions
True.
of, because I've realized our society requires that as well.
That's true.
So we give people clear, clean definitions of what we're talking about,
Yes.
step-by-step guide
Yes.
of how you can overcome these things.
Yes.
This is a very nice talk for us to just say that it is, I mean, as good as we look,
We all
going
have
through
our
stuff,
issues,
yeah?
yes.
This is very okay to do that. But
Yes.
if you need a proper one-on-one talk, talk to me, talk to Sheila.
Yeah.
If you need to find a professional, a psychologist,
Yes.
a counselor, we're happy to refer you to people that we know.
Yes.
I always tell people I'm not a counselor. I'm happy to
At least
listen
I'm a
to
trained
you.
counselor.
Yeah, I'm happy to listen to you. But Sheila here is a trained counselor.
Yes.
And she can take on the counseling aspect that I will not feel comfortable doing.
That's true. That's true.
When it comes to other issues, people's businesses are failing because of their mental state.
Yeah.
People are unable to deal with their employees because of their mental state.
And I look forward to us guys dealing with mental health in leadership, because then we have seen some of the high profile things that have been going down because of the
yes.
challenges that are there.
Yes.
And what I am looking forward to is you keeping it locked in, because we will have a mental health camp at Mandarini. We will plan that, and we can be able to have a safe space for you to come and just come being ready to be vulnerable and be ready to be real, and most of all be ready to be able to find yourself, because as Mihaki is saying, we will give you the skills that will take you on the journey of finding the true you, because then you, wherever it is that you've lost yourself in the weights and the challenges of this world, we want to be able to help you find you where you are, pick you up, and then come along with you to where it is that you're supposed to be. So allow us to pen it off. We need to get on the road. Muyaki wants us to sleep another night. Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
I wouldn't mind some company, you know.
It's not gonna happen. But we're coming back to do part 2 of this, because then we can talk about all these issues as we give you the definite plans about having the mental health camp. We'll have it locked in. If you're interested, if you know somebody who would be able to find value in the same, if you feel that you would be able to like that and to have more information about that, drop us a line, myself and Mihaki, and then let's see how we can be able to take it out. But from myself and Mihaki, would like to say
thank you very much.
Thank you for listening in, and see you next time for part
Yes, part 2 is coming.
Of the mental health. This was just breaking ground so that you can know we can talk ugali na mboga without making you feel too overwhelmed with the mental health.
With all those
big terms.
Big terms, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Asante.
See you. Have a great day.